What's up, family? So we got 5 times Larry Bird was injured but refused to quit. Now you can't tell me that's somebody that's just a stone cold bad mother effer. Straight up legendary in his own legendary estate that he just put up in the NBA, you know, drafters or whatever you want to call those things that hang from the arena. I think I said it right. Rafters, there we go. I feel like Larry Bird got his own estate in the NBA, to be honest. Like, he's a big stake into the NBA. My man put up in the rafters, but at the end of the day, his own estate is put up in the rafters of how much stake he actually put in to create the NBA to be what the NBA is. I don't care what nobody say. But if you're new to the channel, come join the family. Hit that subscribe button. Turn your post notifications on. We truly appreciate you. If you're already part of the family, man, we truly appreciate you too. Stay blessed, stay amazing, and you are amazing. If you haven't told yourself today or you haven't heard from anybody to tell you, well, you heard it from your boy. And also comment down below any legendary top of the movie reaction videos. Give this video a big thumbs up. It helps cut that YouTube algorithm and it's totally free. Let's go.
You know, to his credit, he gets up and fights through it and goes out there and plays, but he is not a healthy person right now.
When you said that, I feel like when someone still fights through something, it's not even a physical no more. That's just spiritual armor right there. The armor of spirituality where you don't even, yeah, you might feel the pain, but at the end of the day, the pain is basically bringing your true self out. Like, a legend he is.
I've never met an athlete that would play with pain the way he does, and an athlete that's so highly self-motivated as Larry Bird.
Different
I
breed.
think 4 or 5 years you'll think back about what he did, or you'll just, you'll go that. I think it's one of those things that as the years go by, it'll become bigger and bigger and bigger.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm back with another video, but this time, once again, we have to talk about Larry Legend, one of my favorite players of all time. And I think even the most casual NBA fan knows that Larry Bird in his career was a very tough player, and he overcame tremendous adversity as well as injuries. And I wanted to make a very quick video explaining
Yo, when your back hit a hardwood floor like that, that's, boy.
how tough Larry Bird was, and just some of the big time injuries he overcame. So with that being said, let's get into the video and look at 5 times Larry Bird overcame injuries and absolutely dominated. So the first injury we're going to look at is from 1979, before Larry Bird was even in the NBA. And his injury occurred in a friendly softball game with Larry Bird's brother as well as friends. And here's Jackie McMullen explain this very bizarre and peculiar injury.
Well, he shows up, and who's on the other team but his brother? So Larry's playing out in the outfield, and his brother hits this kind of spinning, looping ball, almost like a Tim Wakefield knuckleball. It's just spinning all over the place. And Larry tries to go down and make a basket catch, and his finger goes all the way back, and he's like, man, wow, it really hurts. And he looked down, and his finger was completely dislocated and mangled.
Dang, that's even worse than, you know how when you jam your finger in somebody's helmet when you playing football or you jam your finger. I feel like that's worse than even you jamming your finger in a helmet. You know, you getting all banged up in football. That's even worse than that.
You know, it really was bothering him. He had to stop playing right away. And so now remember, he's been drafted by the Celtics during this point, but he has not signed a contract yet. So his finger is in a bad way. He has to have major surgery with clips put in and pins and everything else. And he never tells the Celtics this has happened. But, you know, sooner or later they get word, and they summon him to Boston. And the trainer examines him and says, and the team doctor examines him, and they say to Red Auerbach, this guy's damaged goods. Now, Red's like, really? So he says, come on, Larry, get dressed. So Larry puts on his stuff. Red throws him the ball. He goes out. He starts shooting from all over the floor. He's hitting from everywhere. Throws him a few bounce passes, has him throws a few overhead passes, and he said, you look fine to me, kid. And Bird said, great. But Bird to this day will tell you, he's never had the same feel for the basketball.
So obviously a pretty bad finger injury
Dang.
that affected Bird for the rest of his life. And around 2010, Larry Bird gave an interview and said his finger to this day is shaped like a boomerang at a 45-degree angle pointing toward his thumb. And he's had 2 surgeries.
2 operations failed to straighten, bro.
That have failed to straighten it out.
How you fail to straighten a legend's hand? But that's automatically jail time. I don't care. I don't care.
But I think the most intriguing thing in that clip is that Larry Bird himself said he never had the same feel for the basketball after this injury. And Bird, for his career already, was one of the best shooters of all time. He was the first player ever to win the 50-40-90 club, and he routinely shot over 90% from the line. But with that being said, Bird actually could have been a better shooter than he was in the NBA if it wasn't for that devastating finger injury. Now, next up on the Bird injury list, we go to his back, one of the worst injuries
Oh, of course. Well, when I see him just hit that hardwood floor, I know his back.
a player could ever have. And this injury for Bird occurred in 1985 in the middle of his prime. And here's his doctor, as well as a few commentators, talking about how tough Bird was and how difficult it was for him to even play a basketball game.
Well, shoot. A legend, I feel like you didn't get fix his fingers. I feel like hell with it, man. This is something I really want to do. I really want to ball. I breathe this. I want this bad as I can breathe. I can't even get my finger right, so what the hell with my back? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that's considered a crime. To not fix a legend's finger? Bro, come on, bro.
Larry had two jobs his last 7 years of playing. It was playing basketball, and then it was him being committed to taking care of his back.
He had first heard it in 1985, building the driveway at his mom's house back in French Lick.
Larry decides to do it himself. This is Larry Bird, the superstar, out there breaking his back, literally shoveling gravel. And that was the beginning of a process.
I would see him on TV laying down, and then they told me that he had to lay down on planes, different things like that. And I was like, wow.
As Magic soared through the prime of his career,
I'm sorry, man. I feel like they just legends in two different genres of the game. I don't think Magic could touch Larry. I'm sorry. I don't think that's even questionable. Whoever debating that is just straight ignorance to the game. I'm sorry. I mean, but I respect your opinion if you think different.
Bird was breaking down. His deteriorating back and punishing style of play proving an excruciating mix.
From 88 to 92, it was painful to watch. It was painful to cover. Larry is quite ornery when he's not feeling well, which means he was ornery for those next 4 years.
He could manage the pain in a way that very few people can do.
If you get paid to go to work, you got to go to work.
It was a situation that he was seeing almost daily. He had lost the structural stability in his spine. So it would slip into abnormal positions to try and lock itself to get an artificial stability. That's like getting your finger stuck in a door and somebody's still pushing on the door. So what we had to do was...
That's like your bone rubbing against another bone in your leg and your knees. Like bone on bone. But just imagine, that's like you have a toy and it's a screw loose within the toy and you shaking it like a maraca and you can feel it and hear it and it going all different type of ways and then it gets stuck within the toy. You don't hear it for a while and then you playing with it, put down the toy, next time you pick it up you hear the rattling again.
Unlock his spine, realign it, do techniques that would hold that for 4 hours, 6 hours, that type of thing, and then he'd go play basketball.
So obviously that back injury was pretty devastating for Bird, and it kind of marked the end of his prime. But even with that being said, Bird in his last 7 seasons still put up tremendous stats, averaging 25.1 points per game, 9.3 boards, 7.0 assists on near 50-40-90 splits. Those stats right there from an offensive perspective are still some of the best stats of all time. And once again show Bird could handle pain like few athletes ever. And one of the most remarkable things I've ever heard comes from Larry Bird's former teammate.
Yo, he be breaking their legs with that. Bro, you think his finger broke. He be over here breaking people's legs. Like, literally shifting dudes.
That being Robert Parrish. According to Parrish, Larry Bird never took painkillers, pills, or any shots in his entire career. Bird simply toughed it out and showed mental toughness as well as physical toughness and played basketball at the highest level for 7 more years.
It's different.
Now also one thing Larry Bird was known for in his career was being mentally tough. And here's a quick story from Kevin McHale talking about Larry Bird's mental toughness after being stuck down in an airport for 10 straight hours.
Back then when we flew commercial, we didn't fly private.
Oh, this dude's still coaching.
We played in a Tuesday night game in
Bro, this man don't age.
Cleveland. And of course, we got up for the first flight out. We had a game on Wednesday night in New Jersey. Snowstorm hits Cleveland. We're at the airport at 7 in the morning. Flight's canceled at 7. It's canceled at 8. It's canceled at 9. It's canceled at 10. Canceled at 11, 12. We finally leave about 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon. We fly up to New Jersey. Now the storm has kind of moved into Jersey. And the bus driver says, well, I can't get to the hotel into the arena. I can only go to one place. Well, we had a game that night. We go to the arena. So we get to the arena, and I mean, we're dragging. And we're sitting around the locker room, and, and everybody's kind of, we're tired, and, and all of a sudden,
Well, bro, you better go sleep in the locker room, bro.
coach gives a little bit of a speech of, come on, man, guys, we're playing basketball. Let's get ready to go. And Larry stands up, and Larry says, a couple other few choice words, and he says, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to take it out on their rear ends. So I was like, oh, all right, so let's go. So we go on the floor. Elbert King sitting there. Larry walks up to Elbert King and goes, don't take this butt whooping personally. I've been eating hot dogs all day. And then Elbert King looks at him like, you've been eating
hot dogs all day. Are they pork?
Dogs all day. What's that got to do with me? And we went out and just hammered them. I mean, we terrorized them. And that was Larry. There was no excuses. I mean, he just played. And I tell you, that was just his competitive nature. But a day when you fly all day and eat hot dogs in the airport, best thing was Elbert's look on his face like, what hot dogs got to do with me?
Well, he angry,
And that story
bro.
from Kevin Kelvin,
He felt like I got tortured. Now I'm about to torture you, bro. Pass your baton over.
most part, is pretty comical, but I think it still shows Larry Bird had extreme mental toughness, and when it came to playing basketball, he would give it his best every single night. And I actually went back to Larry Bird's game charts, and I found this game from 1986.
Well, I'm in New Jersey. I'm from Jersey, but we not New Jersey Nets no more. And that logo is very ugly. But
on April 13th.
Dang, look at that record. That's a good record. We always went outside.
In this game, Boston beat New Jersey by 28 points. Larry Bird had 26, 4, and 3 on 64% shooting, and he didn't miss a single three-pointer or a single free throw. And what makes it even more impressive to me is this game versus New Jersey was the last game of the season. Bird could have easily packed it in and waited for the playoffs, but still, he wanted to play this game for his teammates as well as his coaches. And that year in '86, Larry Bird didn't miss a single game, playing all 82. And if you compare that mindset from Bird to the modern day players, it's simply night and day. I pretty much guarantee you, any modern day superstar will 100% sit out that game and rest for the playoffs.
Of course they're gonna tap out. They're gonna tap out and they're gonna sit on the bench with their little tampons. They're gonna sit there like a tampon boy.
But not Larry Bird. And when talking about Larry Bird in his prime, 1980 to 86, really before his big time injuries, he played 561 out of 574 games. He played all 82 games 3 times and over 36 minutes per game.
Now who you know doing this right here? Name somebody else, family. Comment down below.
Every single year. In 2 years, he actually led the NBA in minutes per game. So back in the day, Larry Bird, if he could walk, he was 100% suiting up and playing basketball. But the one time in Bird's career where he simply could not.
Yo, I can't never get old with that. It never gets old. That ankle breaker, bro. I said breaker.
Play was in 1989. This year, Larry Bird had severe bone spurs. He had what many people thought was a broken foot, and he had double Achilles surgery. And back in the day, an Achilles injury could possibly be the end of your career.
Exactly.
But once again, not for Larry Bird, as the following year, he had a very great and underrated season, averaging 24.3 points per game, 9.5 boards, 7.5 assists, while playing 75 games at 39.3 minutes per game, while leading the NBA in free throw percentage.
This is a living testimony, bro. Bro, it's to the point where nobody in his life better not complain about nothing. Like nothing.
So even after all those injuries, Larry Bird once again came back to all-star form, and he overcame double Achilles surgery. Now the last Bird injury we have is in 1991, and this injury is also the last great.
Dang, I wasn't even born yet. I still got 8 years to go in 99 to get to 99.
Larry Bird moment in the 91 playoffs versus the Indiana Pacers. And to kind of set the stage, in this series, Boston, they were heavily favored, but in games 1 through 4, Bird was not.
Why you couldn't play in my time, bro? Like right now. Like get on the court right now. Like, you still got it in you, bro.
Playing up to par, only averaging 18 points per game, 9 assists, 8 boards, on 37% shooting and 11% from 3. And back in the day in the first round, it was a best-of-5 series, so Game 5 was a winner-take-all game. And near halftime of this game, Larry Bird would go down with a severe head injury, possibly a broken cheekbone, as well as a mild concussion.
Right here, the swipe knocks it free. Bird on the floor, then left hand keeps it alive, but he stays down.
Man, they mess around and trip my boy.
For a long time.
Let me see.
What effort by Larry Bird. And Larry Bird is headed directly to the locker room.
Just imagine one man carrying the whole team. I mean, obviously he has some other viable players, but you'll get what I'm saying. I hope
But in
y'all
typical
do.
Larry Bird fashion, he would tough it out and come back in the middle of the third quarter.
And here comes Larry Bird. But certainly this out of the pages of Willis Reed in Game 5 of the championship series involving the Knicks and the Lakers in 69-70.
And in this Game 5 in the Boston Garden, from that moment on, Larry Bird would dominate for the remaining 18 minutes of that game, having 17 points, 7 boards, and 5 assists, on 60% shooting, leading
He just turned his pain into purpose, literally.
Boston to a 3-point win. And that Game 5 versus Indy is the last great Larry Bird moment as he overcame injury and dominated in that second half. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. Let me know your guys' thoughts. How tough do you think Larry Bird was? Is the
It
greatest
ain't no how tough, bro. Self-explanatory. The proof is in the pudding. At the end of the day, you already knew his purpose. The pain just basically made him disintegrate people and cremate them all at the same time in the midst of the game.
trash talker of all time, and where do you rank him on your all-time list? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.
See, when it comes to the most endured pain slash legend 3-point player in the game, it gotta go to Larry Bird, hands down. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even MJ crazy. I love Larry Bird before MJ. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, family. Make sure I give this video a big thumbs up. Stay blessed and let the love supersede the hate, family. Peace.